Nathan Zegura here with your Clutch Transportation game recap from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, where the Browns and the Eagles end in an 18-18 tie. Of course, no starters playing for the Browns after those 2 days of joint practices against the defending NFC champions. So tonight was a night for the young guys, a night to make their case that they belong on the Cleveland Browns, they belong on the Browns practice squad, or they belong on another roster in the National Football League. And the guys whose names you've been hearing about all preseason, they continue to shine. DTR, electric from the pocket, made some big-time throws and some plays to move the Browns into scoring position multiple times in the first half. In fact, had he played a full game, he was on pace to throw for more than 300 yards in this one. He had a couple of big balls to Cedric Tillman, who had 2 catches for 50 yards. And Austin Watkins continues his preseason of dreams. I don't know what he's got to do or what more he could do, because every time he comes out here, he's the Browns' leading receiver. Tonight was no exception. He went over 100 yards with a touchdown in this one. And then defensively, the Browns did an excellent job. I talked about this safety earlier. Mahmoud Diabate, 7 tackles to lead this team. He had the safety as well as a forced fumble where he went in there with the Peanut Tillman punch out to get the ball out. Ronnie Hickman would continue his strong play. He had an interception before leaving early in this game with a head injury. That gives him now 3 picks on the preseason as he makes a push to make this roster as an undrafted free agent out of Ohio State. The Browns defense also had 5 sacks in this one as Jim Schwartz drew up some blitzes with his DBs. And the guys up front, Maurice Hurst, he got home for the 2nd straight week as he makes a case to make this team as the 4th defensive tackle. So for the Browns in this one, it's not great, right? It ends in a tie. That's not so fun. I will say, though, the clutch play of the game, you got to give that to Austin Watkins as he caught a pass from Kellen Mond on the sideline, bobbled it, regained it, and raced into the end zone for a 32-yard touchdown. Watkins continues to shine. But all those young guys I talked about, because the starters aren't playing, yes, there was a lot of focus on them. But the focus tonight was on Cade York, the one starter, the one guy that you're counting on to be there for your football team when this season opens against the Cincinnati Bengals. And York entering his 2nd season, it had been shaky in the preseason games. 0 for 2 on field goals, both misses from 40-plus yards, both misses wide right. So what did you want to see tonight? Cade get field goal chances, and he got them. He made his first field goal from 43 yards. He would make his 2nd field goal from 37, and then his 3rd from 43. Once again, he was 3 for 3 on the day. And then at the end of the game, with a chance, less than 2 minutes to go, a chance to give the Browns a 3-point lead, a 21-18 win perhaps. Cade York lined up from 48 yards, and he missed it wide right again. But there was a flag on the Eagles. The ball would be moved up 5 yards. Cade York would try it again, and Cade York would miss again wide left. And unfortunately for the Browns, it's a problem they did not want to have to deal with. But coming out of this game, you have to wonder, can the Browns go into the season right now with Cade York? Incredibly talented, but do they need to bring someone else in? This is an all-in season. You've made all of those moves. And unfortunately, York, if you count the miss on the penalty, is just 3 for 7 this preseason on his field goal attempts. He's got all the talent in the world, but for whatever reason right now, it's just not clicking, and that will be a question that the Browns will have to answer and a situation they will have to get figured out prior to the season opener against the Cincinnati Bengals. 18-18, it is a tie. The Browns will be in Kansas City next week, taking on the defending Super Bowl champions in the final preseason tune-up. Starters are expected to play in that game and get their most extensive action of the preseason. We'll have full coverage for you of your Cleveland Browns at clevelandbrowns.com and the Browns mobile app. This has been the Clutch Transportation post-game recap. Go Browns!